So have you ever noticed that little things are cute? Well, we're going to talk about a little thing today, and that is the Olicamp Ion Micro Titanium stove. And I'm just making fun of little cute things, but let's be honest, the Olicamp stove is a cute little thing. So small that it fits inside of my 650 milliliter Toaks titanium pot. Comes in this little tiny bag where I keep a little piece of flint and steel and a mini Bic. But this is what we're going to talk about. The little tiny Ion Micro stove from Olicamp. But what's so cool about this stove is you get a really high Btu power of 8,900 BTUs, I think, in a 1.5 ounce stove. So this thing, like, you can obviously see how tiny it is. The stove that I had prior to this and still have is the MSR Superfly, and a fantastic stove. I've used it for years and years and cooked a lot of meals on it. But when I was looking for something to replace it, to make the ultralight be a little bit more of a reality for me, and to have something that was self-contained within the cookpot, this was the way to go. So like I said, this is a 1.5 ounce titanium stove. Not all of the stove is titanium. Obviously the pot stand portions, these little feet, are made out of a steel, because titanium, when it gets too hot, is going to obviously warp and have problems. But you've got titanium all through here, and these rings here, these nuts are made from brass, and then you have your standard thread for any type of isobutane canister, like this. So what's neat about it is all you have to do is screw it on. Obviously move things out of the way so they won't catch fire. But what I love about this is really easy to light. And we're going. It is kind of a loud stove, but it does put off a really, really strong flame. So I have read some other reviews on this stove, and some people have said that the distance between the bottom of the pot and where the flame actually comes up around the side of the pot, depending on how big or small it is, the dial for adjusting the flame is pretty difficult. That's not something that I have experienced being a problem so far in the time that I've used it. But the pot that I have sits really nice on top of the stove. I'll even turn this to show you that it does have a pretty good surface area to be able to put something of this size on the stove. When you are focused on just boiling water really quickly and having something that's efficient, easy to use, and reliable, then this stove is a really good option. They have some other stoves like this. They have one that's called the Kinetic that's a little bit bigger. And then there's another brand that actually, I think, basically makes the exact same stove. It just has different coloring on the stove here, and it has a different name. It may be distributed to a different brand and not available in the United States, I'm not sure. But there are a lot of really small backpacking ultralight stoves available on the market, and this just happened to be the one that I decided to go with. Partly because it does have a high Btu power, so you've got 8,900 BTUs, like I said, and you have something that is super lightweight, literally 1.5 ounces, obviously without the carrying bag that comes with it, but so lightweight and so small of a form factor that it fits inside of this little tiny 650 milliliter pot that I have, with a mini Bic and a secondary fire just in case. Very happy with it. It hasn't had any problems yet, and I cannot say enough good things about it. If all you're doing is boiling water, man, it's the way to go. You can do a little bit of simmering, like cooking control with it if you're trying to keep something warm, or you just need to have less power in the how strong it's actually burning. There is a little bit of adjustability in that, and that's really nice. The pocket rocket seems to struggle with that. So just something to keep in mind, but really great stove, super happy with it. Like I said, it only retails for about 50 bucks. I'm sure you can find it cheaper other places. But for such a small form factor and how lightweight it is and how easy to use, it's really the way to go. So that is the Olicamp Titanium Ion Micro Stove. There you go. Just a little guy. Oh yeah. Thanks for watching, guys.